Hi and welcome to the gorgeous Luton Hotel Golf and Spa for the hotelplanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour. This is really quite a location. They've had film crews running in and out of here, 4 weddings and a funeral, Eyes Wide Shut, James Bond. So over to Country Club manager, his name, Bearton, Mark Bearton.
I'm impressed. I really am. I'm quite shocked, in fact, having had sort of Jamaica here, that the step is vast and the standard of golf is really quite high. I'm quite impressed. The estate is protected under the Capability Ground architect, and National Heritage protect his work on estates such as this, and it meant that nothing could be dug into the ground on the 9 holes of the golf course. So we could have had bunkers on 9 holes of the golf course, but so as not to imbalance the course, we had elected not to put any bunkers out there at all. The word "who" comes from an Anglo-Saxon word of meaning spur on the hill. So the word "who" does mean spur on the hill, and that's where the house has been built. And the house history goes back to the 30s, when it was built to be a family residence. And since it's fallen through many different hands, it's been through Russian diamond magnet's hand with the Werner family, and that's when the Fabergé collection was here with the Fabergé eggs. And through marriage and descendancy it fell into English hands with the Phillips family, and that's the previous owners to when Elite Hotels bought it nearly 20 years ago now. The house has formerly been a famous film set, featured in quite heavily in 4 Weddings and a Funeral, various James Bond films. The Vanity Fair ballroom was filmed in our ballroom in the main house, and most recently Red 3, where Catherine Zeta-Jones, Bruce Willis and John Malkovich sat in the main lounge and had coffee, and they took over quite a bit of the main house and filmed a 3-second scene that took them 3 days.
As Mark said, there are no bunkers here and the scoring is looking really good. So let's hear from some of these guys who are in contention.
Well, I mean, a lot of patience in the second round. I had to make a lot of good par saves to keep my round going.
This is one of the only courses we'll play. There isn't really a limit on what you could shoot. If you start holding putts and hit some good shots, every hole's a birdie chance out there, so we'll just have to wait and see.
It'd probably feel a bit weird actually, because it's been so long since I have won, but it would be fantastic. It would be kind of all that hard work I've done previously and it not going well. It would be fantastic for me.
Sometimes in a round you just get into a rhythm where you're really in the zone that day, you're really focused on your shots, and if you keep playing and keeping that mindset, sometimes good things happen right at the end.
Same game plan. I played, like I said, I played solid. I've given myself a lot of chances the first 2 days. So if I can stick with that and hopefully take them early doors and make a tournament of it and get into it.
You gain experience every week you're playing, and you've got to take every sort of bad knock into your stride, and I feel like I've done that over the last few years and feel ready to go out there and do the business.
Sam obviously had a great finish yesterday. I think he thought he was Jordan Spieth out there, and he acted like it. So, I mean, I can only try and put a good score together, and it's kind of in his hands. So whatever he shoots is obviously the number to beat, I think.
I made a good birdie and then fantastic eagle, and chipped in at the last for another birdie. So it was a great way to finish.
A couple of thoughts there from some of the guys hoping to make it into that top 5. And speaking of the race to Amaduira, over to our commentary team.
Thanks, Imogen. We're just past the halfway point of the season, and this is how the race looks. Chris Lloyd, the only double winner of the campaign so far, is sitting pretty at the top. But with the leading 5 come October promoted to the Challenge Tour for 2018, competition could hardly be fiercer. And that's been reflected in a festival of low scoring here. It's been a tough school, with 51 players making the cut that fell at 4 under par. And 9 players are double digits under the card after 36 holes, including Sam Connor, who leads by 2 going into the closing round from his companion today, Jack Colgate. John, Gary, it's another important day on the EuroPro Tour.
It is indeed. Jack Colgate on the tee here. Yeah, he's a bit of a tour favourite at this point. Mixes well with all the players. Swinging it well by looks of it, Gary.
Yeah, he certainly is, John, and he following on from last week at McInnes, where he played extremely well as well, so he's obviously in a good vein of form.
Yeah, he gets across at the top, but he squares it up brilliant as he comes down, really clears those hips out the way. I played with him in the Pro-Am at the McInnes, and I must admit I was very impressed. Played some good golf, and with the tongue hanging out as well. Kind of looks like me, I do that. I don't know what it is.
Daniel Wasterday from the Bondhay Golf Club. Look at that, out in 30, a couple of par 5s to come. He is going great guns.
Yeah, that really is a tremendous first 9, Phil. Although Wasterday looks as though he's in the waste ground there, out coming in from the right.
Looks
very nice using the contours, John, there. He was coming down in, look at that.
I was going to say, how bouncy was that, Gary?
When you think of the rain that we've had over these last 2 or 3 weeks, look at this.
Oh, how's your luck? Oh my goodness. He can't believe it. Look at him. He's absolutely distraught. He's thinking that was a wonder shot there. I mean, look at this. First hole, statistics-wise, you know, playing pretty tough, just over the par. And, well, you know, just 33 birdies, but curly-whirly kind of fairway here for these boys. And the pin hidden around on the left-hand side behind these big 2 trees lurking on the left as well. And that looks a very, very tight, narrow green to come into. So, yeah, clubbing is essential, Gary.
Yeah, it is, and you've really got to find the correct side of the fairway, otherwise with the pin today you're just not going to get at it.
Sam Connor from Alsager Golf and Country Club up there in Cheshire. And that is well wide.
Yeah, straight right. I think that was a right-hand turn, Clyde, the old Clint Eastwood movie, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll see. What has he done here, Gary?
Well, nothing much the matter with the backswing, but just a little bit late releasing the club through, and that's well wide. I think Kit's down there somewhere to tell us something about it.
Bit of a wild opening tee shot for Connor here. He's found the right-hand rough. Fortunately, he's not in the thicker, wispier stuff, so it's not lying too badly. He'll be able to get a club to it and certainly get it to the green, but he does have to contend with a potential flyer and the wind he's playing into for this approach. It's not a long shot, but it could be tricky for a first approach of the day.
Oh, I'm loving the psychedelic shirt. Now we got Johnson. Open the club face wide open. He's got the breeze into. This one's going up his left nostril. Oh, is it as good as it looks like? It is. Top touch. Confidence for you, Gary?
Yeah, great shot there early on. Flipped it up, landed it soft, left it close.
Sam Connor, only 1 check banked in his first 3 starts of the season. A modest tied 45th at McInnes Peninsula last week when he shot 80 in the final round. Mind you, there were mitigating circumstances, truly vile weather. Anytime you find the green in regulation here on the first, it's no cause for complaint, especially from the angle of attack he was faced with there.
Yeah, he's probably kind of lucky he got a good lie there. It was a good angle of attack to come in, but this 16th now, I mean, we've seen this ball just running over the green. Bit of spin, go on. Oh, nearly got another.
Yeah, it was very good, and as you said earlier, John, he was very unlucky to be down that big bank. Now, Jack Colgate, his second shot to the second, also from the light rough, but a good angle, looking straight down at the pin, as we can see. Good balance, he's admiring it. Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. He's going to give Sam Connor a nice read, though, I think. Just outside Sam. Just gets it shy of parallel at the top and thunderbolts it through. Good release.
Wasteley to tidy up here and keep this very good round going. No trouble at all.
Yeah, Luke Johnson will finish off with a birdie here at the second. Start Hart means to carry on. He's done that.
We were just talking about that awful day at McInnes Peninsula last week. He shot 69 in the final round. In those conditions, simply wonderful.
There were 15 players under par actually at McInnes in that very difficult last round, as Colgate has a run at his birdie attempt.
Kids dive forward to tell us about the fifth.
The fifth hole is a 413-yard par 4. It's slightly uphill, but the wind is a little bit helping and off the right today, so that's really helping our players get it out there. We've got this narrow bit of fairway here, but if you come up a little bit further, if you can ride the wind, our guys are getting it way down the hole, 300 plus yards, which just leaves a flick in with a wedge.
Robinson out with a wedge here by the looks of it. Just in the second cut, a bit wispy. Could turn the ball over. Got to power it through. Well, he's done the job right, and there's the connection for you. A nice bit of spin on the green. Just a bit shy of where you'd like to have been.
Back to one. Sam Connor. Did he learn something from Colgate's putt? No, he missed on the low side exactly the same and hit it harder.
He did. I mean, that's a testy one coming back as we see Fallon now, 12 under.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that was a very brave shot. Anything a little bit shorter than that, they'd just held up in the rough and you'd have had, well, just as difficult again.
Yeah, it would have been. That was good imagination. So, Sam Connor, a yard. Got to keep it just inside the left edge. Nicely done. Bit of a sigh of relief there, John. You don't want to start with a 3-putt.
No, that's your worst nightmare, definitely.
James Robinson looking for his third birdie of the round after gains at 2 and 3.
Yeah, a bit of work to be done there. A little rush of blood. Now Jack, to start off with a par on the first, just a foot and a half, that's all it is. Yeah, no problemo.
Up ahead on the second, Scott Fallon is looking for his third birdie on this par 5 this week.
Deserved that after that very imaginative little chip. That was well deserved.
Race to Alanduera number 1, Chris Lloyd has climbed into a tie for 4th, together with big mover Daniel Wasteley. But up top, Connor remains 2 clear of Fallon and this man, Colgate.
Yeah, second shot to the second. You can see the wind just getting up a little bit, coming off his left. Seems to have drawn it into the wind, held it up nicely, and this one's scuttling on. Calm down, ball. That's going to leave him a difficult chip.
We've already seen a couple scootling through and on the wind. So let's have a look at this 17th, the par 5, which Daniel Wasteley is just coming towards, having birdied it in the first 2 rounds. Again, lovely sort of sweeping fairway, quite narrow. Thickish grass to either side. Still all about finding the fairway, trying to get it in the correct side, which is on the right, to be able to then draw one in, perhaps find the green for 2, and maybe give an eagle chance.
Yeah, well, he's down the left by the looks of it, Gary, this time around. He's going to have to get some movement on this. Low draw, you can see this one. Is it going to work up through the rough, bounding on? No, it's got the green. Now slow down, ball, slow down. Well, I tell you what, I think that was an absolute brilliant shot from where he was, Gary.
It was an absolute gem to keep it there. It was hardly above head high, and wonderful effort.
Let's see if Robinson can salvage his par at this 5th. Back up the hill, a little bit left to right in this. Yeah, no problem.
Taking a look at Sam Connor, again from this long, wispy, seedy grass. Launching one up, only from about 50-60 yards. And that's well judged. Control that well in that strong crosswind and coming out of the rough. Birdie opportunity.
Just see how steep he comes into this, trying to get less grass between ball and club, popping that baby really high up in the sky and landing it to perfection near the home guy. Now Fallon at the par 3 fourth. This looks to be a 7-iron.
Lovely looking hole, John, isn't it, that, as you look down across the water there, see everything in front of you.
Yeah, it's beautiful, helps you paint a good picture, and that looks to be left. I might have gone for the easy 6 there, I'm not quite sure.
Now for Waston 8, it's 2 putts to keep a bogey off his card.
Running it nicely, Phil.
Yes, par should be safe from there, but it's a very different proposition for Fallon on the 4th.
Fallon's going to need all of his short game prowess and touch to save par here. He's come through the back of the green. He's above the pin. The wind is hard off the left. He's not got a lot of green to work with. The only thing he can do here, flop it up, make it land soft. Open that club head as far as you dare, slide it underneath, nice and fast, and we'll see if he can get it close.
This is a well-worked shot by Colgate there. Interesting choice there, quite straight-faced, bumped it into the bank, up and over. Job rather well done.
Yeah, he's got a lot of variety around the green. Jack relishes chipping. That's all he practices on. He says he loves it. He's got a little trap man that he uses as well, you know, helps him with his yardages. Now, his kick pulled out the bag here. Has he got the lofted club out? He has, but he's not opening it as much as I thought.
I think he should have opened it a bit more, John.
Just a tad, yeah. I thought he might go the low route after seeing him bump it through the fringe early doors in his round. I thought he might go that option, but no.
Now come on, Daniel, keep the card clean. He's had some good performances this year. Tied 10th at Montrose, all 3 rounds in the 60s at Camberwell Park.
Back to Fallon after that not brilliantly judged chip, and one's getting away from him.
Yeah, now Connor out with a cool glip here at the second, the par 5. This for birdie, slightly down the hill, a little bit left to right. Oh, just slid on him a little bit too much. That's going to be a tap in for a par nonetheless.
Good player, Sam Connor, though. He had a very good season a couple of seasons back, didn't he?
I heard he plays a mean guitar. Led Zeppelin fan. Now Fallon for bogey.
Over 110 bogeys on this hole, only 17 birdies during the tournament.
Wow. That shows you the marks of a really good, tough hole. Now, for birdie, for Jack. Oh, straight. I mean, that never started on line straight away. That was, I think, set up too far right to begin with. Yeah, one slips away there for Jack. Unfortunately, that was a chance to gain.
Daniel Wastonay has made massive strides to share third with Lloyd and Fallon. Colgate's alone in second, 2 behind Sam Connor, still leading the Matchroom Sport Championship at Luton, where a famous face has popped in for a visit.
So you're back here at the EuroPro Tour, where it all began for your pro career. You must have good memories of the tour.
Yeah, definitely. I played EuroPro in 2012. It was my first full year as a pro, and I really enjoyed it. And it's good to be back here today.
What are your best memories of the tour? I guess winning at Bovey Castle must be a highlight.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that's my second pro win. Obviously, first on EuroPro, so that was really good for me to win early on in my EuroPro career, and that gave me a lot of confidence going into the rest of the year for sure.
Do you feel it's all helped you find your feet as a professional golfer?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think you compete at this level. There's no reason why you can't, you know, compete as you go up through Challenge Tour and European Tour. So, you know, just giving me that confidence, knowing that I can win and when I play well, and that definitely, like I said, stood me in good stead for the rest of the year.
Obviously, you've been doing great things in the game. What more have you got to achieve?
Well, the last few weeks haven't been that good for me, but you know, I've been really happy with how it's been the last couple of years, and you know, hopefully I can find some form again and have a good end to the year.
Tyrrell Hatton, an inspiration for every current hopeful competing on the EuroPro Tour. Welcome back to the county of Bedfordshire, to luxurious Luton Hoo and another 5-star event on the EuroPro Tour. I can tell you that both members of the final group in this Matchroom Sport Championship par the third, which means Sam Connor continues to enjoy a 2-stroke advantage over Jack Colgate. But, as Kit's about to explain, the course is playing the toughest it's been throughout the tournament.
It's really blustery out here this afternoon, as you can see from the flag straight out behind me. It's a steady 2-club wind, but it's gusting up to 3 and even 4-club winds at times. Choosing the moment to hit your shot and controlling your ball flight will be absolutely vital to score well today.
Yeah, Gareth, you see Jack, any tips for people? I mean, you were down at Traverse, which is a windy track, so you'd have probably given a lot of lessons how to deal with the ball flight in windy conditions as well.
You're absolutely right, John. The real key for me is to try and keep your balance and swing a little bit within yourself. So take one more club and just try and play easy. Almost in my mind, imagine even if you're playing a 6-iron, that you're trying to hit it like you were hitting a 3/4 wedge.
Oh, good man. Good tip, boys and girls. Now, Lloydie, left rough. Big, strong lad, this boy. Thrives on his hairdo, loves his ginger bonnet.
An eagle on the second for him, a birdie on 3, maybe a birdie on 6 after that.
Now, the tall, elegant swing of Sam Connor. That's the nice balance. And a very nice result, pin height.
You were right, Gary, he was promoted in 2015 in the same school that produced Jordan Smith, and Aaron Rye are doing great things in the game.
Yeah, they sure are. We've got a few more players coming up behind them, pretty sharpish on this tour. This young man as well, playing some great golf. Fallon finding the putting surface on these windy conditions, and that's well played.
Chris Lloyd for his birdie. Some interesting shaped greens at Luton Hoo, aren't they? They're really inventive design.
Yeah, indeed. Chris not liking that one. Straight up and out. Yeah, a little bit disgusted with that one. Caddy just taking a putter off him and try and wipe that one from the memory bank. Now Connor, and I can see he's wearing glasses. I haven't seen him wear glasses before. Well play. He must have had his contacts in, but opted for the spectacles. And that one coming very close, just missing high side.
For viewers of a certain vintage, he looks a little bit like Joe 90, and of course he was always victorious in the end. Scott Fallon, one of the chasers, is from the North Middlesex Golf Club, which has produced one of the great characters in modern day golf, Andrew Beef Johnson. One of his hobbies is snooker, a man after my own heart.
I know he is, Phil. You love your snooker, mate. I don't blame you either, so do I. Now, this one looks to be slightly up the hill, bit of turn from left to right. It's going to level itself out and gather pace. Oh no, it slowed up a little bit.
Yes, I think he was like you, John. He thought that would just trundle on down the hill, and it put the brakes on.
brave caddy there with his shorts on. It's pretty breezy out there, pretty cold. Now, Chris at the 7th. That seemed to be a good strike, heading over to this right pin today. Oh, he's really taking it on.
The Eagle Orchid sign around the tee might have given him good vibes because he won the Eagle Orchid Masters at Montrose, and of course the event at Studley Wood as well, back to back.
Yeah, that was a great performance back to back. And now Jack, oh, not being able to buy a putt at the moment. He's hit some great putts, but he's striking the ball extremely well, Gary.
He is with every club. I thought that was good. You know, he'd seen Sam from the other side, and I thought he'd read that correctly.
There we go. Good description of the final hole here. Luton Who, the 18th, 348 par 4, playing over the par as well. That shows you how difficult it is. I mean, quite a sharp dog leg off the tee. Can take the corner on quite a bit, really, to kind of open yourself up for your second. Big old tree there on the right side. Looks like he's being struck by lightning, but I tell you what, nether green again, Gary, like you said, a lot of movement on it, very interesting shapes, and these boys got to contend with that.
They certainly have, and nicely in the middle of the fairway, Daniel Wasney. Sliding one in a little bit left to right, and bang on line. That's a fine effort.
Yeah, good, controlled the distance very well, especially in these windy conditions. Not easy. Now, off the fringe, Chris for birdie. He's at 12. Can he join Colgate at 13 under? Oh, just missing on the left.
He's playing, of course, for higher stakes than the rest, because if he were to win 4 times this season, he would cash in on a £250,000 bonus.
Could you imagine it though, Phil? Oh my goodness, what Christmas would he have? Jeez Louise. Now, this one high and right by the looks of it, Gary.
It looked a little bit like the one that he hit off the first there, actually, and a similar result into the knee-high grass.
Now, this would be a nice way to finish. Good birdie on this 18th. Breaking off his right. Hold up. Oh, not to be. Not to be. But that's going to be a great round. He's tapping this one in for a par. You'll see what I mean about a great round. Look at that by Daniel. All birdies, no bogeys, a couple of pars, and a beautiful 65 8 under par round.
It's the second tee shot Connor's flared out to the right today. He did it on the first and he saved par, but he's got a lot more difficult shot ahead of him now. It's thicker rough and it's a blind shot. He's not going to know exactly where he's going. This would be a good par from here.
Pop across to Robinson on the 8th. Another one coming out of the hay. So far we've seen some very good contacts with the club on the ball, and that was another one there.
It was. Well, here's the moment of truth for Sam. I'm sure he would have run up to the top of the hill, see where he's going. Got kind of a line and a tree in the distance. Now he's doing the run, he's doing the Sergio Garcia. And this one pitching. Got the line right. Now hold on to the green. I think that's going to do so. And that's a great shot from there by Sam Connor. We've seen Fallon from the same place. And there you go.
Take that from that drive.
I'm sure you will, mate.
Yeah, voiced in its own words. Chris Lloyd, front fringe using the putter. Long putt up this green. Running nicely. Oh, tell you, he's burned the edge of the hole.
Go on, he thought he had that one though, Gary. Look at him, he's... Oh, hand was over his mouth thinking, my goodness, how did that not turn a little bit more?
Jack Colgate. Last week, tied 4th in the Cobra Puma Championship down in South Wales. In my abiding memory of the final round, he was the one who wasn't wearing waterproofs. Soaked through. I think he's only just got dry now.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, that was quite a funny scene. I mean, seeing him like that, looked like a drowned rat. Phil, he really did. Now Robinson down the slope, off the right. Oh, hasn't got the legs. One more roll and that was in. Now Fallon looks like he's lost his drive way left. This is second at 6.
He's got pretty lucky though. We could see the ball quite clearly. That could have been much worse. What's he done with it? Got a bit of a flyer out of there. God, when you go over these greens, you've got awkward shots.
That just shows you the severity of the mounds, isn't it? As soon as you go out of position, oh my goodness, it's not stopping. Now this to save his par. Chris. Claw grip. Oh, that's a harsh bogey after what he thought was going to be a birdie when it was tracking from off the green. Yeah. Bit of pill to swallow that one.
Jack Colgate's long birdie attempt. Quite a bit of swing on this. It's running. Yeah, it's a very good effort from such long distance. Got a good touch, hasn't he, for a big fella?
He has indeed.
As indeed has Nick Marsh, 22 years of age, a recent winner of the Dawson and Sanderson Classic on the EuroPro Tour. A professional now for a couple of years. Hasn't got a great deal of blues this season, but he's got an awful lot of rhythm.
Yeah, good player, Nick. We've seen a lot of him this year, winner as well, so yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of him in the future. Only at 22 years old as well. Looks like he's got a good head for the game, Gary.
He has. When you talk to him, he's very level-headed. He's a nice young man. He's and representing Fixby Golf Club in Huddersfield, which is a lovely place for a game of golf.
Well, that was a good connection down the breeze, generating at least 10 foot of backspin there, Robinson. And Fallon from over the green. This is third. He's going to get some height here, land it soft hopefully. Looks like if you pitch it on the fringes it might just gather some pace, but this one, well, he's not going to be too happy with that. That's left him a lot of work to do to save his par. And yeah, a little shake of the head there.
Connor, this to extend his lead. It would be a bonus birdie after the drive.
Just as we saw before with Fallon on there, just slows up what looks to be very fast over that saddle. Turns out not to be.
And Nick Marsh down the hill, little swing from left to right, tracking, and in she goes. Walks after it. Confident stride. Ooh, there we go, little fist pump. Used to see Tiger do those things.
Your friend Tiger?
Oh, I don't know about that. Well, we rubbed shoulders a couple of times. Had a little putting lesson off him. I had the luxury. Had the nerve to ask him for a little tip, and he gave me a few tips. And that is awesome by James. Great putting, look at that. Good camaraderie amongst players. Yeah, good putt by James there. That put a spring in his step. Now to Sam Connor. Yeah, nicely done now. Fallon this to save his par at 6. Gary?
Yeah, this is awkward. Bit of swing and downhill. Oh. He judged the line beautifully, but it just gathered a fraction too much pace. Cruel.
Yeah, power lip outs. We don't like them. Now Johnson in the hay on the left-hand side of the 8th par 5. He's played a good number here. Slow down, ball. Come on. There's a good lad.
Colgate looking for his 5th consecutive par. He's consistent this year, played 8 events on the EuroPro Tour, made 7 cuts. Obviously here, it's 8 of 9 now.
Yeah, and a disgruntled Scott Fallon dropping a shot.
Luke Johnson for birdie to get to 13 under. At this par 5, claw grip, nice stroke. Oh, and just hits the right edge. Just hits it slightly too firm through the break.
Now, Nick Marsh has solved the mystery of the 9th on both of the previous 2 days. Birdie here. But he might be hard pushed to make a birdie after that. Well, it's working okay, but he's left with a tailing putt.
Yep, nicely done to secure his par. A lot of claw grips, aren't there?
There is, it's the fashion now. I've had mine for, probably used it for a good 6-7 years now, and yeah, I won't go back. Now this one off the right, you got to expect for Nick. Tracking, got the legs, it has as well. Great up and down. Yeah, and the spring is definitely in his step.
He might not be aware of this, but Connor has been caught at the top. Jonathan Thompson from South Yorkshire is 9 under for the round, 2 holes to play, and 15 under for the Matchroom Sport Championship. Still in his first year as a pro, Thompson sprinting through the field at Luton Hoo. In the grounds of a stately home, there's been some high-class scoring. Daniel Wastonay and Robert Coles have both shot 65s in this Matchroom Sport Championship. But Jonathan Thompson, now the joint leader, needs a couple of pars to post a 64 and set an interesting clubhouse target. And JT has arrived on the 17th tee.
Look at those trees rustling around there behind him as he launches one away on this inviting par 5.
Yeah, and this boy can seriously launch it. And that's unfortunately right, Gary. And that's in the thick stuff. Now, Sam Connor, second shot to 6. 15 under par, tied at the top. Oh, good control, very good control, and that keeps him below the flag. That's going to be an uphill putt for birdie.
Well, he extricated himself from the long grass on the correct side to attack the pin with this third shot. But that was only worth about 4 out of 10, I'm afraid, John.
Yeah, that wasn't his Friday best. Now Johnson looks like he's got to come up and over the tree. It's lurking on the right hand side. He's conjured up something fairly okay there. I mean, catching the downslope on the fringe of the green. He's obviously just got to see that and see where it's finished as we come back to Thompson here. I mean, this is 4th now from right at the front of the green. He's eyeballing it. Go, ball, go.
Just a bit more.
Sam Connor, after that extremely well-played approach and a fantastic putt. That's lovely to see. Well done, Sam. And that puts him back right at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and this man, well, trying to stay at 15, 1 shot behind. Thompson, I got him lining this one up, left edge it looks like for par. Yeah. Oh no, he done a me there. I thought that was in, and so did he.
You can't help feeling that could be a crucial passage of play. Connor's birdie, coupled with a bogey there, means Connor's back 2 in front.
Yeah, it's a big swing that is, Phil. Now Luke just off the fringe, 30-footer, slightly up the hill, go ball. Oh no, slow down. Oh, there's a little bit of work to be done there. Now we come to the hole 7th, Gary. This is a par 3, 168 yards for you boys and girls. It's playing just over the par. Beautiful water feature there on the right-hand side. Not really in play for the players this week. Just all about the windy condition. You can see a very shallow green. You know, clubbing is essential here. I mean, yeah, you could be a little bit over if you go beyond this. It gives you an awkward chip coming back down the slope. But yeah, these boys will be playing to just keep it below the hole.
It's a very wide green, but quite shallow. Wind off the left.
Tough pin placement today on the back right, and not fearing anything there, he fired it right at it.
Yeah, it looks in total control, Gary. So you see this swing here, seen it over the years from Connor. Yeah, and that was perfection, just below the hole. Quality striking.
Johnson, having run that first one this distance past, safely negotiates a tricky downhiller.
Jack, can he follow suit? Don't want Connor getting too far away from him. Oh, he doesn't like it straight out of it. That's going right, I got a feeling. He looked to be leaning that way, but it's gone to the left. He double bluffed me.
It's an action all his own, you know, a very rounded takeaway, but then he gets the club back online, and you could see there from lovely camera angle how he just flipped it over to the left.
Jack Colgate. He loves the heat, hence the Emirates in Dubai is the 24-year-old's favourite course. And he's certainly in the heat of battle here. Before the round, he chatted with Kit.
Jack, you're 13 under, second spot, going out in the final group. How are you feeling this morning?
Feeling pretty good, yeah. Been here many times now over the last few years, so I know what to expect, and I'm feeling good, yeah.
Are you going to do anything differently today than you've done previously?
No, well, last couple of weeks I've kind of changed my philosophy on what I'm doing on the golf course. I've had a lot of rounds of golf that have been under par this year, but not really as low as I'd like, and so I've just, every tee I get on now, I'm just trying to make birding, playing a little bit more aggressive, and it seems to be working out the last couple of weeks.
You had a top 10 last week at McInnes, played very well there. Were you feeling confident heading into this week?
Yeah, last week was a bit tough. It was really tough conditions, and you couldn't really go low last week, so I didn't really know how I was playing. I just sort of ground it out. The weather didn't really help you play good golf. You just had to get out there and stick in, and that was that really. But I didn't think I was playing quite as good as I have this week, but it's worked out so far.
Now can Colgate convert from lengthy distance? Not in yet. As for Kit, he's taken his magic carpet from the clubhouse down to the 11th.
The 11th is 522 yards. It might say it's a par 5 on the card, but it's a par 4 for these boys today. It's downhill and downwind. Even the shortest hitters can get on in 2 with a long iron. The big boys, well, they're just going in with short irons. Definite eagle chances, and if you walk off with a par 5, you've probably given shots back to the field.
Gary, with everything in their favour, they're hitting the ball down this hole a gargantuan distance.
They really are. They're coming miles down there, and some of them, by the time it's run and skipped and bounced, are almost closer to 400 yards off the tee. So, as Kit told us, this is a hole that you really have got to, at worst, make a 4.
Yeah, they'll definitely be feeling like He-Man after this, and that's a brilliant shot by Nick Marsh. Connor for 2 at this par 3 7th. It's a good stroke, his tracking, it's another one, and he opens the gap even more.
He's really got the bit between his teeth, John, and charging on.
He is indeedy. Johnson at the 10th. Good swing, this chap. Good mentality. Been there and done that all over the world. And this one coming up just shy.
And Jack Colgate just to try and say some semblance of touch with Sam Connor, which he's done. That's a good putt to save his par.
It was. That first one over 60 feet away. Unbelievable. Now, this has got to be a golden opportunity. This is inviting. Whenever you see one. Lots of green to work with. Get it on there. Get it running. Oh! Just hit the right edge. And you can see him just looking there, seeing the ball go past the hole to just get a gauge of the line coming back.
Now, can Nick Marsh make an eagle? Oh, so close. It just broke just after the hole, and it wasn't running that fast. Did everything but go in. Still, nice birdie for Nick.
So friendly, the 11th. 32 eagles there, over 200 birdies.
Wow. Yeah, that's making mincemeat of it, aren't they? That wind really helping them as we see Luke now down the slope and walking that one in. Constantly done. Very confidently done. There he is. Smiler.
Well, here we are having a little look at the sort of business end of the 8th hole here, just over the last 100, 120, 30 yards. Some of the guys will get close to the green, but a lot of them will be playing their third shot in from this sort of distance. And guess what? This is exactly where we find Sam Connor. Ball above his feet, wispy grass. Got to be careful that the slope and the rough don't turn the club over, and he's controlled it really well. He is on fire.
He is on fire, Gary. He really is. And he's zoomed in. You can see those eagle eyes looking at the green. And Colgate nearly can't see him after his body's disappeared in amongst them. And he's played a good shot from there. Two great shots from two good players in this final group. Now the 11th, we've seen par 5, taking it on Luke, over the water to a raised green. Oh, I tell you what, that's not bad. That needed one more hop, and that was on the dance floor.
Been very close. So, Sam Connor, just left lip. Oh, and it did. It just held it, just grabbed it. That was great.
Mate, how good was that? The man's, well, he's seeing a bucket-sized hole at the moment. He's holing them for fun.
That's a hat-trick of birdies. Spread eagling the field.
He is indeed. Talk about eagle. There it is. From off the green, Luke Johnson does it. We thought one was going to come up on this hole, and he's the first man that we've seen do it.
Can Jack Colgate emulate Sam Connor's feet? No, they've just been elusive for our poor Mr. Colgate today.
Yeah, he's hit the ball extremely well, Phil, hasn't he? He just can't hold any putts, mate.
And you've got to, because par today will not get the job done. He stuck rigidly to regulation figures, and Colgate, as a result, has slipped back into a tie for 4th. Johnson's eagle catapults him into joint 2nd with Thompson, but 3 straight birdies have seen Connor regain control of the tournament. Sam Connor, 4 clear, approaching the turn in the final round of the Matchroom Sport Championship. Luxurious, lovely Luton Who, playing host to the Matchroom Sport Championship and the EuroPro Tour for the first time. The scoring is excellent, so is the venue, and there's no doubt who's prospering most. Sam Connor, 3 under today, 18 under in total, the overnight leader, now 4 clear of his closest rivals. And on the tricky 9th, Connor has decided to be conservative off the tee.
This is interesting. You know, there's a big tree there in his way, overhanging branches. This one might be low, hooking around it. No, he's going the high route, over and drawing. And big bounce right to left. Hold on to the green, hold on to the green. We've seen Luke over there earlier. That's a little bit closer. We know that went straight up the hill.
Sneaking out from under the branches. Thompson. Little low, squirty, drawy, runny, shooty. Everything on it except the distance.
Kidd's going the distance. He's now on the 9th.
Colgate knows he needs to put the pedal down and find some birdies here, and he's taken the aggressive strategy off the 9th tee. It doesn't seem to have rewarded him though. He's come over into the rough on the far side and it's left him blocked out to the pin. 2 imposing trees in front of him, 80 yards to go, downwind, out the rough. He's going to need some skills to get this one close.
Yeah, is he going low? Is he going high? No, his eyes are saying something else. He's looking high.
This is going to take some doing.
He's giving a mighty swipe. I think that ball went out to the right there. Clattered into the trees, and that's, well, not good for Jack. Now, 3rd shot for Thompson.
Seven birdies for him, then an eagle on 16. It would be a real shame if he closed the round bogey.
Yeah, Jack indeed did hit the tree, ricocheted back. Now trying very hard to bumble one down the hill, but I don't think that was a very good option. The grass there was very long, John.
Yeah, it's, I bet he wishes he could have that one again. Now, Thompson, oh, started to look like that was holding its line, but just missing on the left-hand side. But that's a good day at the office nonetheless. Shame about the finish. Bogey finish, like you said, Phil, but that's a 66.
Yes, he won at Mar Hall last year within a month of turning pro, and today 17 and 18 of Marty's round.
Yeah, nice bit of wordcraft there, Phil, as we watch Jack. And it's another very nicely controlled chip, but the aggressive strategy has not paid off.
Yeah, not on this hole. Now, Johnson seemed to be playing really well. A great eagle earlier on. Now this one, tall high rising wedge, lofted into the sky. Oh, and just a bit heavy-handed. There's a little delicate number coming back. But now Connor. For birdie, he can't hold another one, can he? Can he? Can he? Oh, ho, ho.
Yes, he's really got those, perhaps those specs, special putting specs.
Yeah, Clark Kent, I reckon. Bit of Superman in him, right? Oh, just got a nice bounce down though. Slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. Call that leaped on past, didn't it?
Colgate's going to drop his first shot of the day, trying to limit the damage.
Wow, straight left. I think that might have been a pull there by Jack, and that's going to be a double bogey, Phil. I mean, that's harsh after the day he's had so far. He's not been able to buy a putt. He's hit the ball extremely well, and now his first drop shot is a double.
8 pars, then a very expensive 6.
Johnson. This one now for his par. Greens are tricky to read, aren't they? We've seen so many just over the edge.
And with that, the already healthy lead enjoyed by Connor has been stretched to 5 strokes. The chasers badly need birdies, but they've been in very short supply on the 13th.
Just have a little think about how far you hit your driver for a moment, because I'm here on the par 3 13th at Luton Hoo, and it measures 240 yards. Now that's a pretty big hit for most of us. For our players, you're probably looking at a 5-wood, maybe a 3 hybrid. It's a very long way. It's one of the few holes on this course where you're thinking par and nothing else when you stand on this tee. Knock it on the green, 2-putt, and walk on to the 14th with a smile on your face.
Well, there we are. Let's see what Johnson can do with this. It's a lovely golf course, this one, and it is interesting. One of the few around the country that doesn't actually have any sand on it, no bunkers on this golf course.
Another, of course, is Berkhamsted, where Luke Johnson won the Berkhamsted Trophy as an amateur in 2015.
There you go then. No wonder he likes it.
A green missed in regulation by Sam Connor. What's occurring?
What's occurring?
Well, it all looks all right from that. Doesn't look any different at all, but just, I think he actually perhaps called it just a bit heavy, that one.
Fallon, similar spot from Luke Johnson earlier. We've seen Luke hole it for eagle. Up the hill, looks like it's on the same line, just didn't hit it. Oh, little cringe there. Oh, little grit of the teeth. Now, just a club shy, Connor here. The only reason he's short. Now for birdie, get it on there, should swing from left to right. Here it comes, here it comes. Yeah, that's a good touch. You expect him to pop that one in for a par.
Johnson second. It's a very tough par 3, short right obviously. Again, using the slope. Very awkward, isn't it, when you have to sort of bumble it onto the fringe. You're just trusting to luck so often, John.
Yeah, it's never easy though when you're hitting, 3 woods and 5 woods into par 3s. And Connor, like I say, can he demolish it? Yes, he can. Just catching the right edge there. I think that was leaking a little bit. It was a tough one.
3 bogeys. James Rubotham hoping for his 3rd birdie of the day. And it goes back where he started, 11 under par.
There we have it. Now Johnson up the hill for his par at this hard 13th par 3. Well, that one looks short. Oh yeah, and he knows it. A bit of work to be done though, Gary, still.
Long way short, no. Sam Connor after another fairway splitting tee shot. What can he show us? He can show us a most magnificent second shot. Wow.
Wowee, look at this. A little bit close on the way back, like you were saying, Gary, earlier, but what? Drops it in beautifully, holds it off, extends through, and, well, like you said earlier, great balance in his swing as well.
Can Johnson avoid a double? He can. But slump of the shoulders, bit frustrated with his bogey form.
Well, this is a moment. He's been holding loads of putts. Can he get an eagle here to get the 20 under par? 20 under par, can he do it? Oh, just the left edge. I think he might play a bit of Stairway to Heaven after this if he can win this event on his guitar.
Aged 23 in 2015, Sam Connor captured 2 titles on the EuroPro Tour and was promoted. But when he sat down with Kit, the tournament leader revealed why 2016 wasn't such a good year.
Of course, we know you pretty well here on the EuroPro Tour. You finished 3rd in the order of merit 2 seasons ago to win your Challenge Tour card. But last year was difficult for you on the Challenge Tour with a few injuries. What exactly happened?
Yeah, so I basically ran into a garage quite fast from some heavy rain with golf shoes on, slipped, landed right on my back. You know, it was terrible. Like to go straight to hospital in a neck brace because they thought I broke something. But in the end, I just had a lot of muscle damage and whiplash. So I was out for 10 weeks, but if I was sensible, it should have been a lot longer. But because I just, you know, was so excited about playing the Challenge Tour, and I love golf kit, you know, so I want to play. But yeah, I'm worked through it, and I'm getting stronger because of it. So it's made me more aware of my body anyway, even though it was a negative thing.
You've played a mixture of Challenge Tour and EuroPro Tour since coming back from that injury. How have things been going for you?
I've had some decent results. I've had some frustrating times, you know. Again, with battling injury and whatnot, and just, you know, not playing that well, not getting to a rhythm. But I've had some good weeks. It's just been a bit of a building process for me, really, coming back, you know.
Back being the operative word.
Yes, and what he says, you do have to be careful with soft spikes. If you get on a wet wooden bridge or on wet concrete, boy, your feet can go out from underneath you, and that's no fun.
Yeah, you can do a bit of a Michael Flatley. Now, Connor here. Yeah, we wish him all the best, and he's bounced back to the top of the tree again in this game. He won't be too disappointed with that. Anyway, Nick Marsh with his second shot of 14. Just in the first cut.
Fading the ball in towards the hole. Oh, it would have looked great in the air. Just caught the fringe and it killed it.
Yeah, Brian had a couple more yards there. Gary, that would have been excellent. Now Colgate, can he chip it in for a birdie? He's not hold any putts, but can he chip one in instead? It's a long one. Nice chip and run using an 8-iron, 7-iron there. Get it running quickly, and that is beautiful. What a touch by Jack. Just reading the bottom of his club there, I think that was an 8-iron.
Following his little kiss to the left off the cush of the green. Again, beautiful putt. These greens, when you look at them, you just feel there's just a couple of inches more break than there actually is.
Definitely. Very good greens, good guarding this is for these players. I see Aaron Ray's dad there in the background with Dan Godding, our main man, looking on. That's nice to see. Sam Connor's coming through the fringe and converts. Little fist pump.
Just look at this. Sam Connor, the man in your picture, is running away with the Matchroom Sport Championship. Jonathan Thompson and James Simpson share the clubhouse lead, but Connor is in total command of the event. 7 clear, only 6 holes to negotiate at Luton Hoo. Hello there again from the country estate at Luton Hoo, where we've been witnessing one of the most dominant displays of the 2017 EuroPro Tour season. Sam Connor, would you believe, leads by 7, with his closest pursuers already finished. Mind you, complacency is a serious affliction in golf. No lead is big enough, especially when you're tackling holes of the severity of the 13th.
And severity it is, Phil. The par 3, 13th, 261 yards, an absolute monster. Average this week 3.36, playing well over the par of the hole, and it is 3-wood, 5-wood all day long, if not a driving iron, to a very tight, narrow green to come into. Lots of problems left and right. We've seen Luke over on the right hand side. It feeds towards the front of the green. It's just a hard hole, especially if that wind's blowing. Well, you could rack up any number.
You certainly could. And you know, when you can't find the green, you've then got very awkward shots like that one, up and over a lump, trying to judge it. Very, very tough.
This is Will Enifer. Birdie on the first, bogeys on 7 and 8. Since then, birdie on 16, so he's level for the day and a chance to nip under the card with an up and down there on 17.
I thought it'd be nice to see a par on this 13th. Not many this week. Down a hill, little bit, hint of right to left. Oh, he slowed up on him. I think that wind just playing a factor there, Gary. Straight into the breeze.
Yeah, and because it's so gusty, you think it's not going to be there, and then suddenly, oh, there it is, and it's against you. As we see Enifer trying to get the ball into position to give himself that birdie. Pretty good effort.
And it's a good effort if you can make a par on 13. The statistics are grisly. Over 100 bogeys. That's now 17 double bogeys and 5 triple bogeys or worse.
Yeah, that's the hardship of this 13th. Unlucky for some, that number, and unlucky for, well, this man. That's a double bogey.
Back to Enifer and his efforts at a birdie. Left edge, firm, bang, right in. Yes.
Yeah, lovely jubbly. Centre shafted putter here for Fallon. Strokes it nicely and she pops. Unfortunately for him, that's going to be a bogey. It looks the 3-wood is out for Sam at the 14th.
He's played 49 holes in this tournament, making just a single bogey. Looked as though he liked that drive, but oh.
Well, there as we could see, Sam Connors, this is a dog leg. Not a very long hole, but you've got to position the tee shot just to get it perfectly on the fairway to then turn towards 11 o'clock. And again, it's about finding this green. Interesting shape, upturned bowl. If you don't find the putting surface, big runoff all round, as you can see from there. And we wonder what magic we will see Mr. Connor conjure in a minute after we've had a look at Jack Colgate.
Yeah, Jack out with the same club and coming well out of that. I got it wrong earlier. I thought he hit it right, but he hit it left, and this one is right this time, and that's a long way in, but in a better position than Sam.
Connor's found a little bit of tree trouble down the right-hand side of the 14th here. He's going to have to hit a punch. He can't go directly at the pin, but he's only 90 yards out. He can get it on the left edge, and when you've got a 7-shot lead, pars are all you want.
Johnson on 15. Good words of wisdom there by Kit. Tall, high-rising shot. This one's not stopping. Slow down ball. That was a firm bounce. Very unlucky there. Slap on the thigh for Luke. Now, look at this. Trying to conjure up some magic, Gary.
Yes, he's going through the his full repertoire here of crouch down. Can I make a flat swing?
Obviously, you don't want to be going in there with a club and take a leaf off accidentally because you incur a penalty. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely right, John. You've got to be very careful. In some circumstances, even knocking one leaf off can be determined as improving your line of swing, and that would be a penalty.
Who would have thought at the start of the day that here on 14, Jack Colgate would be still in search of his first birdie. Maybe it's going to be forthcoming.
See him picking this up, gonna take it round near his hip. Punch it out. You can see the ball flight. It's going to appear his weary head. No, it's not. You would think that was a bunker there, but like we say, there's no bunkers on this golf course. You can just see there, nothing affecting the swing there, not catching any branches. I think he might have hit a root a little bit there, because the ball, as the club went in to the ball, you could see it really pop up quickly.
He's not going to win, Nick Marsh, but Gary, he's consolidating well on his second place in the Road to Amendoeira.
He's extremely consistent. Week in, week out, he's been playing very nicely. Though I think that one may have just clipped that big tree.
There's an inspiring golfer just by the side of Sam, looking on. Getting some good pointers for his future golf, I'm sure. Sam lofting this one in the air. Oh, and just coming up shy. Look at that little kid having a look where that's gone. Gotta love it.
Johnson. A fairly lengthy putt to try and save his par, and it's got away from him.
A bit of frustration there for Luke. Disappointment, can't believe the ball's gone all the way to the back of the green.
Well, the first time we've seen Sam Connor in even any bother at all, but it looks like he's salvaged it without any trouble at all. How about that then?
Names on the trophy.
Yeah, you gotta say it is, because when he could do things like that, when you least expect it, look at the smile on his face. Totally out of position, and then goes and chips it, shaking it in disbelief of joy. And Nick Marsh, fourth shot. He's had some problems. Now, can he do a Sam Connor? Oh, no, he can't.
Jack Colgate, much more orthodox play of this hole. Just outside the right. Has he got it? We've said it every hole, it seems, that they're good-looking putts, and none have gone in.
He's held some great par putts, but he's not been able to convert the birdie putts today. It's been one of those days for Jack. Very frustrating for him.
Now can Nick Marsh nurdle this one in?
Yeah, that was a good stroke, just catching the left edge. That was not easy. And we come to 15, another par 3, 191 yards, a lot less than the 13th, but still very tough indeed. These boys will be playing away from the pin, playing very central to the green. We've seen Luke just pitch it pin high on the left and scuttling all the way to the back. Not an easy green to come into and try and stop. You can just see that falling away forward on that left-hand side, so very hard to get that ball to land nice and soft by the flag.
The course designed by Mike Smith, and he's produced a serious collection of par 3s here.
Yeah, there's some wicked ones here that certainly are challenging these good players. There's another one there that's just landing hard. It's interesting. Still about pin high. As you say, John, it just takes the club away a tiny bit close, but at the top of the backswing, if anything, it's almost opened up.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the contenders this week, Luke Johnson. He had a fine amateur career, and he knows Luton who from before. Before he teed off, he talked with Kit.
I'm joined by Luke Johnson, who sits at 11 under par here at Luton Who. Luke, a very nice start to the week. What did you think of the course when you first got here?
Good. I played an event earlier in the year just to get a feel for it. Obviously, we Challenge Tour here later on in the year. This is a great warm-up for it, and obviously with the standard being so good on EuroPro this year, it's sort of a good test to see where I was at in sort of with the months to come. So,
you work with Graham Walker as your coach. Why did you change your swing and what exactly have you done?
Well, we played a lot of link stuff as an amateur, and you could sort of feel it around with your hands, you know. And I'm left-handed, so my left side just wanted to always take over. You know, me and G just sort of, you know, we discussed getting a stock shot and a more neutral shot. You know, and last year we changed it from a draw to a fade, and this year, you know, like I said, I'm seeing the benefits, and I've got full trust in G to carry on going forward.
5 par 5s on the course here. How important is it to make your score on those?
I think it's key. You know, I think if you look at obviously the boys who are at the top of the leaderboard, I think, you know, it's all been sort of 7, 8 unders for them the first 2 days. So it'll have to be the same again today. You know, you'll have to take your chances when you get them. And, you know, hopefully I can just get off to a rocket start and try catch Sam and Jack.
The rocket start didn't materialise, but with a good finish here, Johnson could nail down his 3rd top 10 on the EuroPro Tour this campaign.
These are one of the par 5s he said you've got to take advantage of, but this looks to be going right, clattering into the trees and just come out. They say 90% air, don't they, Gary?
That's what they say, John. Jack Colgate on this difficult par 3 15th. Launches himself at that one. Ball looks as though it's going a bit left. Quite a long way left.
You can hear that breeze. Look at that. It is really getting up. You see Nick Marsh underneath the tree at 18. Gonna play a low curvy one. Bounding on. Is it gonna find the dance floor? It is. That's well played. Hasn't stopped yet. Hold on, ball. Oh, just degreened. They'd be happy with that.
I've been impressed. There's been some good imaginative play around this golf course, and looks like we're going to see a bit more imaginative play.
Yeah, it's nice to see these big old trees lurking round the greens give you that, and Luke's played an absolute perler of a shot.
Back on 15, here's Kit.
There's still plenty to play for Colgate. He's only 2 shots out of the tie for 2nd, and with 2 par 5s to go, there are chances to pick up those shots and still earn a big check this week. But he's going to need to save par here first to do it. He's short-sided himself and it's a little downwind, but the ball is lying absolutely great. It's almost up on a little tee. He's probably going to need to flop this one, open that club face up and slide it underneath. I know he's got this one in the locker though.
He does, Kit. I've seen him play this shot before. Now, what's he gonna do? He's gone the low route. Oh, and it's kicked forward. And you can see the frustration there. Well, Jack, he's a lot better than that. He knows that. He's probably caught between 2 minds there, Gary.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. It's flop shot's all right, but downwind it could have gone too far, as we see Nick Marsh, this for his birdie on the final hole. Not to be, but a tidy par.
In his interview just a short while ago, Luke Johnson was saying that the Challenge Tour is going to be here in September, the Bridgestone Challenge. And one of the perks of victory in this tournament is an invitation to that event. I think, despite being wide there, Sam Connor has got it under lock and key.
Definitely, we see Marsh finishing up. Just the one blip, 4 birdies, 71, 2 under par. That's a 12 under total. I mean, he's going to be okay with that. I mean, it's all Sam Connor at the moment, as we see Colgate here trying to save par at 15.
Oh, it's another one. It's been so difficult. As you said, John, he's holed 1 or 2 for par. That one wasn't to be, and it's a shot gone just what he didn't want.
Yeah, be going home in the car later, ruin his mistakes on the golf course, and that's just by the putting. You see Luke Johnson there at 15, polishing off a good up and down for birdie. And like you say, a lot of people using this claw grip nowadays. Or the pencil grip as they call it, I think. And Connor doing it extremely well.
Yes, penciling in yet another par. Just to repeat, 1 bogey throughout the tournament. And that was back on the 4th on day 1.
Colgate. Be glad to see the back of this hole.
Yes, Colgate struggling to achieve a top 10 result. But for the last 3 days, struggle hasn't been a word associated with Sam Connor. With 3 holes to play in the Matchroom Sport Championship, the trophy engraver can get going. Connor, 7 to the good at Luton Who. Week in, week out, the EuroPro Tour produces closing round drama, but the Matchroom Sport Championship at Luton Who has been all about one man. There's a logjam for 4th place, including the American visitor, Henry Todd. James Simpson and Jonathan Thompson share 2nd currently. But out in front by miles, Sam Connor. He's turned the final 18 into a victory parade. At 20 under, he's 7 clear, playing the par 5, 16th.
Yeah, what a par 5. Phil, you can take the corner on here on the left-hand side. 501 yards, playing well under the card this week. Oh, yeah, these boys are able to hit driver over the 300 mark, able to take this on in 2, give himself a good opportunity for eagle. Like Luke Johnson was saying earlier, this is where you got to capitalise on, and this is one of them. I mean, it falls off the left, pulls off the right, and behind us you can see just the slopes that are around this green, and well, opportunity knocks for an eagle all day long. As we see Jack now over his 3rd, spot of bother off the tee. And there we go, bounding over into the, well, the very, very thick stuff.
As we scootle ahead to 17 to watch Scott Fallon trying to conjure something under one tree and slice it round another. We went under one, but he's now behind one by the green. Tricky.
It is indeed, no slice on that one. Now Connor, 3rd shot laid up, good yardage, wedge in hand, aiming just right at the hole to the bigger part. He's just pulled it slightly, bounding down, and that's not gonna be easy. Now, here we go. Take 2.
Yeah. So we return to Mr. Fallon's tribulations. Trying to work on the theory the ball's round and it'll roll, but I think that was actually a bit of a Tom Topper.
A Tom Topper, I like that. Now, open the club well up, looks a good lie. Oh, this is releasing. Slow down, slow down.
We've established the 17th is a really good birdie chance, so for Fallon, saving par here, absolutely essential. And the opportunity may be to do so, but a 6, that would be so costly.
As we can see Jack, this is his 5th. Obviously hit it to here at the thick stuff. Still a lot of work to be done. The saving grace, the wind is into him, helping the ball land soft, and he's done a good job. But you can see he's just disappointed. Nothing that he's doing now is really putting a smile on his face.
Bit of a tale of woe all round. So, can Fallon salvage something here? Giving it a good run.
It looks like he will not be finishing inside the top 10. Best result this year, tied 18th at Studley Wood. That was a good comeback, because there he had an opening round 75 and fought back in sterling fashion.
He did now. Sam, par save attempt here at 16, 10 feet. Oh, smashed it in the back of the hole. And that's very good indeed. Holding on to that 7-shot lead. Unbelievable golf.
Certainly is. Luke Johnson launching his tee shot away on this 18th hole. Can he prize something out of this last hole? Well, got the first bit done quite well, just off the edge of the fairway.
16 for bogey, just off the right for Jack. And that's a nice one. That's a bogey though.
Yes, a day he will recall with no fondness whatsoever.
Well, he's going over the tree. Luke. It's a big shot, long carry when you do it from there. And that's a good effort.
Going to generate some club head speed for there. As we have a look at this 17th, again, as the players have said, another par 5 which you've got to take advantage of, but this one you've got to be a little bit more careful of. A narrow fairway, so it's really about plotting your way between these trees and getting yourself into position to be able to attack this extremely thin but very long green. Because if you're a little bit to either side, you're way off down. Very difficult.
Now this strikes fear into the heart of every amateur golfer. A driver off the deck.
And it's starting to rain. And he's able to get a draw with it. You can see the shape on it from right to left. This is a cracking shot. Shot of the day for me. Even though it's run through, that's still going to be a good opportunity. And then there they go. Finally gets a smile.
Yeah, that was impressive. Pick it up off these tight fairways. Hit a control draw. Good shot as we look at Sam Connor, who keeping his balance as he has throughout the round. And a good shot. Nothing to really worry about now. Just got to get the job finished.
Yeah, just keep breathing. Now, Johnson, 18 for birdie. This will be a nice finish. Just get out of that big pack. And a couple more bucks if you can. Oh! Just missing on the left-hand side. And that's going to be a tap-in par at the 18th here for Luke. And probably the best result he's had all season here at 12 under par. And you can just see him mix and match there at the office for this man. Only shooting the 1 under, and it looks like it could have been so much better. That brilliant eagle out on 11.
Now trouble off the tee for Connor, so let's hope he can keep this card clean. Every aspect of his game has been really good, particularly around the greens.
Yeah, he's been very, very impressive throughout today, but really throughout the whole tournament. Good week for him.
Yeah, they all ran on rave. You got to hit the ball miles and straight, you know. But short game is such a must in this game. If you haven't got that, you're not going to get too far. Now, Colgate, free go. Oh, finally! And there's the fist pump.
He ends a streak of 8 consecutive pars with a double bogey on 9, and then ends a birdie free run with an eagle.
Doesn't make sense, does it, Gary? It really doesn't. This is why we love the game, though.
Yeah, it is. You just never can be sure what's going to happen. And you have to take the rough with the smooth, the good with the bad.
Connor for par, gets it, slots it in like he's done all day long. It really has been an event and a half for this man.
Just the 18th between Connor and the silverware.
The 18th hole here at Luton is a real risk and reward par 4. It's 385 yards. If you need a birdie, the play's got to be the driver. Sling it up the left over those trees with a little bit of draw, and you've only got to flick in with the wedge. But if you're leading, you want to play it safe. Knock a hybrid straight out the chute in front of me, leave yourself a short iron in, middle of the green, walk up, get your hands on that trophy.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head, Kit. Connor's out with the long iron, playing up the right, like you said, straight up the chute. Yeah, and part 1 is done. Good chip for Fallon, come on. Oh, not to be.
That's so close he'd be able to go and tap that in with his send iron.
Yeah, well, I think he went and done that. And just look at that scorecard, though, Gary. I mean, Rich with bogeys galore, shooting 2 over par last day. Not the day at the office Scott was looking for, but we'll be definitely seeing him again.
Yeah, we certainly will, as we look over Connor's shoulder. And next part of the job done reasonably well, only just finding the front of the green, but he is on the green.
With a 7-shot lead, Connor can walk up the 18th fairway, confident that he's got both hands on the trophy. But he won't want to finish with a bogey. He's got a testing 2-putt here, though. It's fully 50 feet up the length of the green. There's going to be a bit of a swing on it from right to left. Let's see if he's got the nerves to finish this out as his play today has deserved.
All of 60 feet here at the front of this green at 18. Sam Connor coming off his right-hand side. Got about 10 putts to win this. It's got to be nice and relaxing, hasn't it, Gary?
Yeah, it has. I think it was so relaxing he lost his concentration a bit there. Do you ever have a really big lead like that, John?
Yeah, I did actually. It was in a EuroPro many moons ago. Had that kind of feeling coming up the 18th. And Connor, man of the moment.
On several occasions, his run of bogey-free golf has been threatened, but every time he's found a solution.
Well, what a round of golf. Look at that. Absolutely flawless. That's what you want on your final day.
Yeah, been a pleasure to watch. It really has. It's been excellent. And, you know, Jack's done his best, but it's been a bit after the Lord Mayor's show.
Indeed, it proved a trying day for Jack Colgate. High hopes teeing off, disappointment signing his card. But with rounds of 67, 64 and 68, Connor is comprehensively crowned champion, and by such a wide margin. In fact, the winner at Longhurst Hall and the Carrick in 2015 re-entered the EuroPro Tour Champions Circle in the most impressive way imaginable. Then came a major tie for 4th, 9 players on 12 under. Included in that logjam, 2 golfers with serious promotion ambitions, Sam Robertshaw and Nick Marsh. But no one could stop slamming Sam Connor, now a promotion contender himself.
Sam, an incredible final round to canter to victory here at Luton. How are you feeling?
I'm still in like the zone really for playing golf. I'm really in the zone today and all this week. I feel really good. It's not really sunk in that I've won yet, but I feel it's a nice feeling anyway.
You had a 6 or 7 shot advantage for pretty much the entire back 9. Were you aware of that?
I wasn't aware at all until I asked you on the last hole what it was. I was just in my game and just trying to do the best I could really.
And your scrambling today was incredible. Obviously you made great birdies, but you had a chip in to save par, that 2-putt on 18 as well. Yeah. Is that as pleasing to save the drop shots as it is to make the birdies?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, this week my long game's been average for me, but my short game and putting has been like off the charts good, like so good all week. So it feels good to putt well for 3 days as well, really well. And my short game's always a strength, but it's just, I love getting up and down. It just keeps your rounds going.
And with this win, you now get an invite to the Challenge Tour event here at Luton Hoo, so something to really look forward to there as well.
Brilliant, yeah. I mean, it's a really nice venue. I can't wait to play here again, so it'll be great.
You might be amongst the favourites after this performance here as well.
Well, we'll see.
Chris Lloyd, tied 17th in the end, remains top of the Road to Amendoira as we head into the second half of the season. Nick Marsh closed the gap, and what about the winner here? With the £10,000 first prize, he zooms from nowhere in the rankings to 8th. That's an improvement of 151 spots. You see, at the Matchroom Sport Championship, no one came close to matching the brilliance of Sam Connor.
Well, Kit, an amazing result from Sam Connor today. Just how impressive do you find that of him going into the final round?
Incredible. When you look at the scores that other leaders had, for him to go out and shoot 5 under par was absolutely superb. And he showed all facets of his game, made some wonderful birdies, and his scrambling was on point all week. A 7-shot victory is no less than he deserved.
It's absolutely brilliant. Please join us next week when we'll be at Manning's Heath.